The two most important parts of the deep inner core are the diaphragm and the pelvic floor, and they're very similar to one another. So the diaphragm sits right here, right beneath our bra line, and our pelvic floor has a very similar shape. They're sort of parentheses of one another, and they're teammates to each other. So when we inhale, the diaphragm moves down in the belly, and what we see is a three-dimensional expansion in our abdominal canister. So in the front, in the sides, and in the back. It shouldn't just be happening here. It certainly shouldn't just be happening here. It's below the diaphragm is where the majority of the movement happens, and it's three-dimensional. And breath is the conductor of the entire inner core. It's such a crucial part of it. So when the roof of the system moves, when we inhale, the roof of the system moves down, we get that expansion, and the floor of the system, our pelvic floor, follows suit. It relaxes, it becomes supple and accommodating. And when we exhale, diaphragm moves back up, pelvic floor follows suit, and this whole abdominal canister kind of comes back. So this is this interplay between expansion and contraction, which we know is so crucial to every muscle in the body. My bicep, for example, expansion, contraction, that's availability, that's mobility. That means that I can accomplish all the tasks that within my body that require both movements. So let's tap into some visualizations or some everyday objects or concepts to really help us deepen and understand this connection. So one of the ones I really love is this idea of a jellyfish. So when we inhale, think about the jellyfish just kind of sitting on top of the ocean surface. Its tentacles are the only thing that's touching, and its belly is lifted. And when you inhale, that jellyfish drops down, its belly touches the the top of the ocean floor. That's the inhalation, that's the diaphragm dropping. And when you exhale, tentacles lift back up, the belly of the jellyfish lifts away. That's the exhale. I really like it because it gives you that sense of three-dimensionality of the tentacles. And that circumferential concept is so important. Another thing that's really fun is using an umbrella. So I've got one here. And when you inhale, I want you to just kind of pay attention again to the three-dimensionality of this. So when you inhale, diaphragm drops, pelvic floor lengthens in this really beautiful three-dimensional full way. And then when you exhale, comes back up. And it doesn't come up to a short and tight and closed place, right? When we exhale, we don't come up to a tight Kegel. We actually just come up to this place of readiness and availability, so that if we need to Kegel, we can, and if we need to let go, we can. This is just the beginning of being able to understand this deep connection that no one really talks about. We certainly can't see, so we don't get that really visceral visual imagery or feedback of, right, this is what it feels like to extend my arm. I can see that it's moving well. It doesn't hurt when I do it. This is what it feels like to flex my arm. It also doesn't hurt, and I'm doing it, smoothly, gracefully. With our deep inner core, we don't get that kind of tangible feedback, and that can make it really challenging for us to start to build our understanding and to deepen this connection. So things like the jellyfish imagery or the umbrella imagery can be super important and really helpful so that we can start to connect, deepen, and better use our deep inner core muscles.